Hello, how are you? Let's start with the news about what's happening around the world. Well, I just have to say nothing much. Big greetings to the community. But we're looking at an image that so far hasn't been confirmed by the police. We have to say it, right? I mean, when are they confirmed and when are they not? This time it shows all those who have left. We're going to say it, and well, some have been there. Some specialists, let's say in imaging, have been reporting that it meets the requirements of an image from an official police camera. We'll see if they confirm it themselves, but do you remember a case we told you about a while ago? I think it will be good. We told you about it recently, but the case was revealed months ago, despite happening a year ago. That's the situation. The case is about an object, a drone that approaches a helicopter. This is an image of a United Kingdom police helicopter. And when they did the recap, like, hey, there are a lot of drones and all that, don't you remember? Well, then they said actually there was an incident where a helicopter almost crashed into a drone. Do you remember? Yeah, of course. Well, this is supposed to be the helicopter, and that's where it appears. Let's see where the drone is. I don't know if you managed to see it. That's the drone. Now, when you zoom in, when you see the image up close, you say, hey, this isn't a drone. I mean, tell me, I mean, this is the zoom. When you zoom in, this is the image you get. This is the object, the helicopter almost crashed into the thing, the drone, not the drone. This one just goes by. Like they say, buzzing by or passing under the helicopter, right? And they managed to catch it there, right? At that point, they almost have an accident with the drone, right? Or with the object. The thing is, well, we still can't celebrate victory yet, in the sense that it's already confirmed. I mean, well, no, not yet. And I don't know if they're going to want to confirm it themselves. These are those accidental leaks, maybe, that I say, well, they have the characteristics of, like, when we saw that leak. Do you remember when those images came out? The ones from the Pentagon where we said, wow, it even has the soldiers' voices. It has, well, all the typical characteristics.
Yes, the whole aesthetic.
They didn't want to confirm it, and it took nearly a year to do so. No, hopefully this will be confirmed in less time, but well, this is the image that has been circulating, in which many people claim that it could be this one. The helicopter has the classic features. Let's see, let's leave it as an alleged image. If that's really a drone image, then what kind of drones are those? Where do you buy them, or how does that work? No, because the object is really strange. I don't see any propellers anywhere. In any case, it looks more like a flying donut or something like that, right? Pretty curious, but anyway, well, let's start with this image. Now, we also have to move on to another important matter, which is the 13 Atlas. There are several important facts, but first, several key points about what's been happening in the world. Some of the most interesting images of today, this is one of them. Honestly, I had to show them to you. Yes, I can explain. It's practice.
This little rat was taught to play Doom. It's playing Doom. You see, Doom is a game that they've been able to put on many tiny screens. Yes, even on those that tell you if you're pregnant or not. They managed to put Doom on. Very cool. The thing is that they taught this little rat to play Doom.
There's the little gun, and well,
she can even shoot now. There she is shooting. And I imagine they give her some kind of reward. Not for achieving it, but well, it's quite an advancement. What is it for? Well, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind right now. Maybe for, I don't know, spying. Could it be?
And it allows the rats to navigate through the game using the wraparound active matrix organic light emitting diode screens. And shoot. And then when they succeed, when they manage to shoot the little guy, well, they get their food. So basically, we're training killer mice. Yes.
Basically
that.
So if I'm not there for you, everyone can ignore it. Do you agree?
Exactly. So who was it? That dirty rat, right? Yes.
The investigator is leading everything. Experiment, since I don't think it's a discovery. The experimenter is called Victor 2, who managed to get the rats to learn how to play Doom. He says the rats get sugary water as a reward each time they perform. We're not going to finish this video game. After all, sugar works like cocaine, and it's very easy for the rats to get addicted to it. And well, in the first stage of the experiment, it was carried out in a very simple way. A flat screen was placed with hamster wheels where the rats could move forward in a straight line through this virtual corridor. They knew running would move the image forward, right? Similar to how many modern treadmills for humans work now. He thought, let's have them play Doom, and he actually did it.
Well, he did it. Imagine they can't solve the situation in Cuba, right? And so this amazing video comes out. Let's listen to it. Oh man.
Oh. Oh my god.
Now they're sending a whistle to Medellin, one of the four is being sent from the back, according to the reports. Well, there are protests in Havana. People are very angry, very upset. No, they can't even get the basics. And, well, they say there's absolutely nothing. People say they're extremely angry.
Yesterday, Pepero showed them, and it's in the shorts. The video of President Canel, Dios Canel, speaking, while admitting that they're heading towards total collapse. There's nothing...
Admitting that they're heading towards collapse. But of course, he blamed it, and, of course...
He's going to blame others. But the reality is that it's so horrible. I mean, well, the situation is bad and people have to do something. I think it's time, right?
Yes, at one point the speaker says something needs to be done, but they can't say what. He doesn't say yes.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Yes, he says to someone.
Don't say it, I say, but everyone knows exactly.
Right? I mean, a change is definitely needed now also. Another thing that stands out, well, it's seeing these images of how cold it is right now over there in the war between Ukraine and Russia. Right, the snow is starting to fall and traffic jams are beginning due to the famous Rasputitsa, which is this mud, right? You could say yes, mud, right? Mud.
Mud, but made with ice instead of water, that's the pattern?
Well, yes, with ice, but icy water, not icy water.
Also like a frappe?
Also, yeah, you know what I mean, right? I just remembered this meme right now when I was seeing the stuff about Cuba. When I saw this, like, these damn communists ruined communism. That meme is hilarious. Well, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about other things. Let's get into other important topics. What's happening in the world? Greetings to those who are just joining. Jose, Zarate, Tapatea, Blues. Lucy, how have you been, Marcela? How's it going to everyone in the community who's joining? Thank you very much for being with us. Let's go over some facts about what's happening with the 3 and Atlas. There's a surprising matter, as if there could be even more surprising things. We're waiting for several pieces of information like the change in speed, but what we do know now with the new data is that there's a change in the rotation. We'll discuss this soon. How are you? Greetings to Wilcox and newcomers. Let's get to the details. Let's talk about what's happening, what's going on. Let's go. It makes a full rotation. It's one that takes 16 hours and 16 minutes to rotate. This topic gets attention for its precision. And now there's a new piece of information, the new anomaly detected by the interstellar object. Its axis of rotation is aligned just 8 degrees with the direction of the sun, something that they say is extremely unlikely. First of all, it's aligned at 8 degrees with the direction of the sun, which is very strange, he says. This alignment happens beyond 5 astronomical units, suggesting the object keeps a fixed structure day and night. Yes, I mean, basically, depending on whether it's day or night, it changes its structure. Now the structure changed at a slower speed. It's no longer 16 hours.
Now it's 15.5?
Now it's 15.5. Rotación, a topic that also draws a lot of attention, says this Trasuperielio. A new jet is observed, the Anticole, also aligned with the sun, but now from the object's night side. This implies that there would be another active emission point at the opposite pole. This probability that there are 2 emission points? Yes. Careful that the jet is here and that exactly at the same height as the other jet, he says. This is, how does he justify it?
The probability.
And how do you justify something like that? The truth is, well, there's a fact that I'm going to hold back because I think
that I'm biting my tongue.
It's a fact to show. It would be proven that this is much, much stranger than we ever imagined. No, but we'll try to confirm that tomorrow to avoid sharing anything untrue. That's for others to do, not us. The probability that 2 emitting points are perfectly aligned with the rotation poles and the sun, according to the possibility, would be 0.0000025, as astrophysicist says, it's extremely unlikely for this to be the case, right? But anyway, he suggests that this precision might not be natural. He says, a technological artifact would have reasons to align its emissions toward the sun, according to what this finding reports. Well, it adds to the other 13 anomalies that are out there, right? They keep adding up, don't they? The one I want to confirm for you, but I'm going to wait to see if tomorrow or the day after the complete data is ready. And it's not so much about the 13 Atlas directly, but rather about how certain agencies are operating, about what they are doing or not doing. But it's a piece of information that would show that something is indeed being hidden, that something is definitely being hidden, which I believe is definitely the case because of how National Aeronautics and Space Administration and the others have behaved. But more data is needed. With this, I think the circle is closed on the situation. Now, I don't know if you have anything else about this. Well, let's move on to other matters. What's happening in the world is also important. By the way, thank you very much to everyone in the community who is connected here to the live stream. There's one of those maps that's suddenly interesting to know or remember. This is Ukraine. Currently, the dark green color, the light green color is the occupied area. Yes, I mean, just to remember how it is up to now, after 3 years or however many it's been.
It's almost 4 now, yes. It'll be 4 years in February.
Nearly 4 years of war. And this is Russia's progress so far. That's why I say negotiating like Trump wants doesn't make sense. That's why he says that. Well, Zelensky, well, no, we don't plan to give up any more territory than they already have. I mean, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, why? I mean, why for free? I mean, now you come, destroy, attack, take the children, do a bunch of things. And on top of that, you already took territory from me without permission, stole it, and now you want me to give it to you as a gift? Because if not, more territory. I mean, what's the logic? And that's it. With that, you can go to peace. Well, no. Well, thank you, right? So are we not going to peace, or is it just completely pointless? And well, that's it. Well, it seems like it's going to continue for a while longer. There are several issues in the geopolitical topic. There are several things that I think we need to talk about. But before anything else, well, there's a poll being done on the topic there. Speaking of Ukraine, 75% of Ukrainians reject the peace plan, the withdrawal from Donbass, according to this study. This poll, conducted in Ukraine, asked Ukrainians, what do you think? Do you agree to give up all this territory? Well, obviously they said no, and they are the ones who are suffering directly.
Because then there are a lot of people who think that the president made the decision to bring them into the war. The reality is that when you look at the polls, when you see interviews with the people, many of them even want Crimea to be recovered. That's the reality. And while the numbers keep coming in, even though the situation is complicated, as Pepe says on the front line, and about the constant attacks we see almost daily, sometimes there aren't as many, but that's because Russia is running out, not because they're having a change of heart. In fact, they haven't wanted to pause for navigation.
Not even for the 24th.
They didn't want it that way. I feel like the situation is very cold. No, because in the end, they're upset because they haven't decided, or they abandoned the holiday that Russia observes to adopt the Western one instead. And that's why they don't respect that day either. If you don't behave like Russia, then we're not going to respect you.
I also want to pay attention to what's happening internationally. You know, there was a terrorist attack over there in Australia, not exactly on Hanukkah, but at the beginning of Hanukkah. And, well, it's being said that it was a father and son who carried out the attack. The strange thing about this case, aside from how tragic it is, right? But let's talk about that part. What's strange about getting to know these people is that, according to their family, they didn't know about their radicalism. They didn't know about this situation, even though supposedly he had posted it on social media. Apparently it wasn't
supposedly posted, supposedly it was, supposedly it was. Supposedly, no, supposedly it was. Supposedly it was. Supposedly, them being involved in something like that. So if you notice,
if you remember. It's not very common to hear about shootings in Australia at that level. In fact, this is considered the worst shooting in the last 30 years. I mean, it's something that really shocked them. And well, the police say, the police officer's family, what do they say? We have no knowledge of any radical mindset, and there is no local background that would explain this alleged radicalization. I mean, they're still shocked, he says. Where did all this suddenly come from? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to them, you know?
And the strange thing is that it involves a father and a son. Well, the guy wasn't mature enough. I don't know. They treated him badly at home. Well, do whatever you want, but involving the dad too? That's super strange.
Because you as a father, how are you going to... I don't know if it's like...
How are you going to allow your son to do something like that?
And you know that, well, that same day she's probably loving. How did this father-son relationship become so radicalized? It really catches my attention since the victims include a rabbi named Elish Langer, and he survived the Holocaust, but he didn't survive this situation. At 87 years old, there are boys, girls, and as you know, a terrible situation. And well, now the family was saying, we never expected that a family trip to the beach would end with some not returning. So it was really surprising.
Exactly, a situation that has been highly criticized. Australia, for example, there were only 2 police officers at this event. But the reality is that in Australia, we don't experience what we see in the United States or in Israel, where in Israel, there are terrorist attacks all the time. Also,
supposedly he told them that. He had warned them about this and they didn't take the right measures. I think that's also why Australia's quick reaction was to expel the Iranian ambassador and take a tougher stance. It's like they're trying to show that yes, we do care, but honestly, they didn't really care that much, or maybe they just didn't think it was possible.
I think they didn't believe it was possible.
Well, let's move on to other important matters as well. Look, there's a very serious situation with Trump because suddenly, just like that, he said, well, I'm going for the oil, I'm going for my oil, for our oil, they say.
For our land?
And I'm not in a statement where, well, honestly, it's pretty intense, isn't it? If you have it in Spanish, the statement, let me have it just once. I want to translate it live so it's not too slow, but I need to see it all first. This topic is coming out in a law from the other one. Here it is for me. Here it is. It says, here it goes. It says, I order a total blockade now. I mean, the order is already given, not a partial one. A total and complete blockade on all the tankers, on all the sanctioned tankers that enter and leave Venezuela. Venezuela is encircled by the largest navy ever assembled in South America. This will only grow and the shock for them will be like nothing they've ever seen before. Until they return to the United States, mind you, return to the United States, all the oil, the land, and other assets they stole from us.
What is he talking about? Maybe Shaneman wrote that to Mexico, to the United States.
I mean, it's really weird. Like, wait a minute. Which oil did they steal from you? I mean, yeah, let's see where from, how, what happened. Let's see. He says, well, He says Venezuela is completely surrounded until they give us back all the land and the oil and other assets he says they stole from us. The illegitimate Maduro regime is using the oil from these stolen fields to finance narco-terrorism, human trafficking, and murder. And yes, I mean, it's true. I mean, this oil doesn't belong to Maduro. No, it's not Maduro's. It's not the Venezuelans either. It's the Venezuelans, but it's not. I don't know if Jorben Trump thinks he's Venezuelan and Jorben says it's our oil. And maybe he says it's kind of weird, isn't it? Due to asset theft and other reasons like terrorism and drug trafficking, say the people. The Venezuelan regime has been designated as a terrorist organization, so it's understandable that it would be labeled one way or another. But the part that catches my attention is that they want the oil. I mean, as he says he is ordering a total blockade of all authorized oil tankers entering or leaving Venezuela. The illegal and criminal immigrants that the Maduro regime has sent to the United States during Biden's weak and inept administration, I had to throw it away. It just makes me laugh because Trump talks about everything, and then there's Biden. Well, he says they're being sent back to Venezuela at an accelerated pace. The United States will not let criminals, terrorists, or other countries steal, threaten, or harm our nation, nor allow a hostile regime to take our oil, land, or assets. All of it, everything, which must be returned to the United States immediately. Thank you, but what do you mean by returned? Nothing was returned. The oil belongs to the Venezuelans, not Maduro or the United States. That needs to be clear. And these Venezuelan friends, well, I mean, it's you, so they're not going to want to steal it from you, right? I mean, that's yours. You know, if you sell it to the United States for $1 as a favor for helping you get rid of Maduro, but just sell it to them if you want, even for a good price. Not for free, but I can offer them a good, affordable price for a few years, right? Or it's a payment, right? But hey, but giving it away, no, right? Who knows what happened to him, what got scrambled in Trump's brain, but it really draws a lot of attention.
And so he does nothing.
And then, so he doesn't do absolutely anything, right? Or, well, there's the blockade. I mean, the blockade might happen, but also at a high cost. I mean, because if the blockade is done that way, the only thing that's going to happen with the regime is that it's going to get tougher with the population. And the population is the one that will, and
He himself. Wait.
I mean, the block is done. Whether it's a block, it's done in a certain way.
No, we don't want it, he says. But the Venezuelan regime rejects Trump's announcement to impose this naval blockade and seize its resources. He announces he's reporting it to the United Nations. If the President of the United States intends to absolutely and irrationally impose a supposed military naval blockade on Venezuela with the goal of stealing its riches. And well, then they are going to exercise their full rights under international law, the Constitution, and Republican laws, and they are going to present it before the United Nations.
Well, that's the issue that got under Trump's skin. I mean, I'm saying if it was claimed that the attacks on the boats are not legal. Well, going after the oil and taking it and saying it's yours and that the land is yours and all that, that's not right either. I mean, how do you justify something like that? Right? I don't know if this will have to be taken back tomorrow or if we're really already living it.
You claim it's a bad translation, but it's not. It's exactly what's in the tweet. We can read it to you in English if you'd like, so there's no confusion about why it was written.
No. Well, yes, I mean, it's written and it's on its own social media. The point here is that all the media outlets are on it for the same reason. I mean, everyone is reacting to this situation right now saying, hey, what's gotten into him, right? Basically, no. I mean, that's it. The question everyone is asking is, well, what's it called? Well, what did he eat? What happened there? The truth is, it's hard to understand. I mean, it's hard to understand that a character, no matter how controversial you are or what you're not, I mean, no matter how much you show off over there that you're the, the one kamane, well, this really does seem to me like, yes, it really catches my attention that Trump is still being talked about at this point. Let's post it here in full English for anyone interested and share the link since I won't read it in English now. But yeah, you can see it perfectly here. What's it called? On Turo's social account, by the way.
Look, I have it here. Let me find the part where it says, yes, it's from today. Sometimes everyone just goes crazy every day. It says, well, was it terrorism going to the United States? Where is it?
At least for now, here it is.
She says, until such time as they return to the United States of America, all of the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us. There it is. They stole land from us, but which land does he mean? That's what I don't get. I mean, well, oil even less, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, no, there's just nowhere. I mean, there's nowhere to justify something like that. No, honestly, I don't think so either. I don't know why they're surprised, right? I mean, he's made all kinds of comments on his social media, so it's not really a surprise, right? I mean, sometimes he slips up, or he likes to get attention. He likes to stir things up. I mean, he likes to stir things up.
Yes, that's a lot. A lot of the things he says he knows are exaggerations because in the end, we're all reacting. I mean, we're doing it here. And if you look at all the international media, that's the headline, the True Social Post. Because he hasn't even said it in a memo. He hasn't even said it in a press conference. He said it there on his social network because he also wants people to go to his social network.
Also, that's also kind of part of, let's say, the style. Let's not say the way he handles things, right? And this one, and he says, total blockade, oil workers come in. He says they call the announced blockade irrational. That's what I'm telling you. They're even calling it irrational in the media. This is The Economist, he says. Venezuela calls Trump's blockade irrational, but will they admit it themselves? Clearly not. But what does she say? Let's see if there's any reaction from Europe or something. It's very late right now, so maybe why bother? So there would be a reaction? No, but it would be interesting to see if tomorrow the Europeans come out and say something, don't you think? Venezuela denounces, of course they would, he says. Trump labels the Venezuelan regime a terrorist group. That's not new, is it? This blockade thing has already been mentioned. It seems to me that it could, yes, it could create real pressure. That's true. It could create real pressure. But from that to wanting to go after the oil, to me, that's an issue that goes to another level.
Look, Christy says here, they read that Cheto's son has a rare earth company, so it's obvious he wants to steal Venezuela's, making up that they were stolen from the country.
Well, yeah, it has rare earths, gold, uranium. It has a lot to do business with. I mean, hopefully they don't go as far as taking them away. I mean, it's Iran, it's China, it's Russia, it's Venezuela itself, it's Turkey. I mean, Turkey also has mines, it has mining businesses there. That's why the Turks were open to bringing Maduro over. He has multiple ways to leave. It's Turkey, it's Qatar.
Belarus?
Belarus. Now Belarus and Russia. Well, and Russia too. Well.
That they haven't said, right?
No, but...
But we all assume that they will believe it.
Yes, but I mean, for sure, it is for sure. It's this Iran, which they've already mentioned. Belarus has also said it, and the Turks have said it too. And I don't remember if, well, Colombia has said it, they've said it, Panama too, but...
But just temporarily, yes.
But they said it was temporary.
Today, speaking of dictators, this Bashar al-Assad, the one from Syria, who now lives in Russia, the other one... Recently, it was revealed that he lives in a luxury neighborhood and has resumed practicing ophthalmology, his profession. Yes, and he's going to start seeing patients again. It's so strange, but that's not all. There's more. My ophthalmologist was the dictator of Syria. I mean...
He's gonna be, I mean...
He'll be an ophthalmologist.
Ophthalmologist? I thought you said dentist. Okay, no.
No.
Okay, I mean, it's going to be.
She's returning because she already studied that, she said. Well, you're going to have to make, like, how do they say, a career decision not to be a dictator. That's crazy. Now she's returning to ophthalmology.
Yeah, check it out. Here's the post. I was actually looking for it directly here on her True Social account, so I could share it here with the community so they could... Anyone who wants to read it all can. This is straight from her official True Social page. Exactly. In case you want to see it, let me share it here in the chat. For those people out there who enjoy these nice readings,
says Martin Gutierrez. Those who are there, the ones with government connections, they're fine. The citizens suffer only when things are fine. And no one is going to do anything because no one has the strength and no one wants to end up in jail and be abandoned, says Martin.
Well, look, there's the official True Social account there's this whole part where he talks about the stolen oil, right? That's what you were talking about. He says Maduro regime is using oil from these stolen oil fields. So, like, here are the stolen oil fields, right? It says there, it's underlined, just in case, if there was any doubt, any little doubt, right? We're happy to tell you about it. This True Social account directly has 9,333 retweets, just like they put there, and 35 points right there. 35,000 likes. It was posted today, December 16, 2025 at 5:46 p.m. There it is. Everything's complete, right? For what? Well, I put the link there and in the chat for anyone who wants it.
That's how they've told it to me in Spanish. The Renetas, the Netos, and the Renetas.
The Renetas and Netas, that's right.
They Reneted him.
Let's move on to other important matters as well. So what else do we have over there?
We have an incredible story, almost like a movie, right? What do you think happened there? He didn't just lose his life. They took the life of a key scientist from Massachusetts Institute of Technology who was in charge of fusion energy in the United States. They killed him in Boston. This got a lot of attention since he was someone important. He's not a science teacher. He's not just the person in charge of fusion energy.
Of the future
of energy. His name is Nuno Loureiro. He is one of the most influential physicists at Massachusetts Institute of Technology and an expert in nuclear fusion. It's the door to his house. He was killed over there in Brooklyn, in Boston, and the attack happened last night, Monday. He was shot several times and died a few hours later at the hospital, was he? She leads the Plasma Science and Fusion Center, a key center for the development of clean and carbon-free energy. The police are investigating what happened as a homicide, but there are still no arrests or motives. So is it that this man held a grudge against him or something? There's nothing, and the government is from Portugal, but they work and live in the United States at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The government of Portugal confirmed the death and offered condolences as it occurred. Loureiro is a very prestigious figure, not just in Portugal, but internationally. He is very well known. He is young, 47 years old Portuguese, lived in the United States with his whole family, and had been living in the United States for years. And, well, the neighbors reported hearing 3 loud detonations. The crime has obviously caused a lot of shock in the scientific community, since obviously once you start, there are already many communities involved, right? Trying to think about what he knew, what happened, why they took his life, right?
There's a race right now for fusion energy. There are several projects. I don't know if he was involved.
But his research in physics is about plasmas that aim to replicate the sun's energy on Earth, with the revolutionary potential of being this transition from the energy we currently use to artificial sun energy. Well, this is something that many countries are trying, and basically the first one to achieve it will have a treasure in their country.
No, yes, of course, it's not infinite energy, but it's very close. So the project is very interesting, and Japan is involved, South Korea, the United States, and there are several others making progress, including France. Everyone is doing their own thing. It's not just this man, it's the man. And to have the face here on the screen, unfortunately, a brain is lost from someone who was really important. His name is Gomez Loureiro, 1F. Gomez Loureiro, Gomez with an S, like they do over there in Portugal. That's Gomez with an S. It's good. Part of Massachusetts Institute of Technology and an important part of this development, which was also super important. Let's move on to other matters, other interesting topics as well. What's happening in the world, just quickly. Well, let's greet those who are arriving. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, take your seat if you like. And also a big greeting to those who are watching us in the cold weather. Over there in the north, the United States and Canada, I know that some of you are freezing in those places. We saw an image there. Let's see if you can get it. On the other channel of Como, Kazakhstan was affected by that vortex that's over there in Russia. And all of that brought the vortex down and hit them with an ice storm. And they have some farms, since it's a very farm-oriented country, sheep, and they have sheep. When they went to check on the sheep, they found them all under the ice and had to use shovels and picks to get them out. They must have been dead, right? But no, most were alive.
It's just that they have good insulation.
They're alive, most of them. Maybe 1 or 2 froze to death, but most survived. You can see how they're pulling them out. Most just stick their heads out to be counted. And after being there and after they all move and now they run like that, it's really crazy. But oh well, on the other hand, the United States is suspending the 40 billion United States dollar technology agreement with the United Kingdom. What's this about?
It's a cooperation they were going to achieve there in September when they signed to cooperate in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and civil nuclear energy. The other day, we mentioned that the United Kingdom was already going to get involved in everything related to quantum computing. Well, they were part of that agreement with the United States, but for some reason, this pact was signed in September when Donald Trump went to London. Remember, he sat with the excited king? Well, it's broken now. They decided to pause this implementation to demand that the United Kingdom remove regulatory barriers outside the technological field, especially in the food and industrial sectors. Are they mixing oranges with pears? The United States, because in the end, that development is also beneficial for the United States, not just for the United Kingdom.
What? And sometimes agreements were made so that Trump could sell. Like, look, 40 billion over here, 50 billion over there, and many say those are deals that aren't real. In fact, it's rumored or it's been seen that, for example, in the board where Mark Zuckerberg was, I mean, basically they were made up numbers. They'd say, oh, these numbers, yeah, and they just say 500 billion like that. I mean, later they're going to say, no, well, no, yes, it was invested, but it was 20 billion, right? Didn't you say it was 500 billion? But in the end, it wasn't done. It's their money, so they'll decide how to invest it. But if right now you help President Trump sell the idea that he's creating and whatever, well, those are promises, really. They're promises that are easily broken, so that's how it is. It's full of agreements that aren't like the peace treaties he's making right now with Gamboa, and with those he's fighting hard against.
There we should suggest friends who make invoices. There are many invoice makers, right?
I don't have those friends.
No, me neither.
But no, okay, he says. On the other hand, there are also countries near Russia that are joining together to strengthen their defense. We're already seeing it. I was talking about it, really worried. Germany. There's a congressman there who's one of those in charge of intelligence and defense. And all of this, they were saying that they have information about 360,000 soldiers inside Belarus. Well, and Russian soldiers, mind you. I mean, that would be many times more than the soldiers Belarus has. Belarus has a very small army because they're also not allowing them to have a no.
They don't allow it?
Or Russia says, I'll defend you, don't worry, just have a small army. Why? Well, just imagine if they had a big army. In one of those situations, Belarus could turn against them.
Do Belarusians really feel more European than Russian? When they've been interviewed, they feel more like they're part of the European Union. They identify more with them than with the Russians.
And, well, right now what we're seeing is that there's already a movement where the leaders of 8 Eastern European Union countries, the ones closest to Russia, are strengthening and joining together more to avoid risks.
Finland, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Poland, Bulgaria, and the presidents of Lithuania and Romania, exactly who they are. They signed this joint declaration in which they committed to increasing military spending. They also want to strengthen that eastern flank of the European Union and NATO, and also maintain support for Ukraine. They say Russia represents a threat today, tomorrow, and in the foreseeable future for all of Europe. That's why we are strengthening our cooperation. And right now, Europe has already been dealing with this for about a year or so. They realize that with the United States under Trump for the next 3 years, they can't expect anything.
Yeah, no, well, no, that's just how things are. By the way, well, that's how it is.
Sooner or later, it was bound to happen, and if not Trump, then someone else. Because Europe has also rested on its laurels. They believed it couldn't happen again, but it always can. Thank you.
Exactly. Well, let's move on to other important matters as well. How is Sema? Panterita, Marcela, what's up? How has Maximiliano been? How's it going? Let's move on to other matters, to other interesting topics as well, okay? Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Come on. or the other important topics as well. So what do we have over there?
Well, okay. We have that they found planes, well, some Turkish fighter jets shot down a drone near the country's Black Sea coast. There have been several warnings and signals coming from Turkey, which is issuing warnings to both Russia and even Ukraine that they should measure their strength because it's something that has been happening repeatedly.
Yes, I mean, the information available today didn't have details. We're just telling you that a Turkish F-16 was deployed, took off, and shot down the drone, apparently Russian. But what was it doing on this side? It was heading straight towards Turkey. So, while now there are more details, it's known.
Ukraine said its naval drones attacked 2 oil tankers on November 28 and a third vessel on December 2. But they condemn, well, this drone that has come close to Turkey. But they don't feel that way. I mean, they don't say that outside of,
Neither does Ukraine take responsibility, nor.
Russia never takes responsibility.
Yes, well, but I mean, none of them do. Yes, but no. Yes, they have done it. I mean, yes, sometimes they've said like, oh, well, yes, it was mine. In fact, when it comes to Poland and Romania, they have admitted it because there was no other options. I mean, the drones are right there. There's no way not to see it, right? They never admit it was intentional. They always claim it was a mistake or something else.
And today, the president of Turkey, Erdogan, also comes out to say that he has already clearly warned both Ukraine and Russia about attacks on civilian and commercial vessels. He did one in the Black Sea last week, correct? Russia attacked 3 ships carrying food in the Black Sea. And well, it really upset Erdogan a lot. In fact, Erdogan literally just hours later went to confront Vladimir Putin in person because they were actually in a meeting. Attacking commercial and civilian ships benefits no one, said Erdogan. We are clearly conveying our warnings to both parties.
Well, there it is. Didn't you just meet with Putin recently? They also meet, well, with Zelensky too. There's a diplomatic relationship there, even a friendship. According to reports, his family has business there with Ukrainians, right? So it's also a topic that draws attention. Another interesting thing is this. Do you remember that series we've recommended to you several times? A series called Pluribus? Well, just to give you a general idea of what they're about. Very quickly, a signal arrives from space, right? And when they manage to decipher that signal from space, the signal is like a code, let's say genetic, exactly. So they put that code into a rat. They said maybe they send us the cure for diseases or something, right? So they decode everything and put it into mice. And it turns out it's more like a kind of virus, so to speak, that manages to connect all our minds into one. So we all go as one, just all the people. Yes, so just imagine, but there are 11 people who didn't achieve that, 11 people who are simply immune, they're immune to that, 11 people on the whole planet. So obviously that's where it gets really interesting because those 11 people in different parts of the world start slowly connecting with each other, right? But everyone's minds are connected. So you can't just go to someone if you're a normal person and say, hey, where are they right now? The one who was, I don't know, Tom Cruise's person? They're not going to tell you, oh yeah, he's in Los Angeles. And how's the weather in Japan? Oh, in Japan it's like this because they're connected. The whole planet is connected. So they did an advertising campaign where they mentioned the name of the main character whose name is...
Her name is Karen.
Karen. Yes, I think so. Yes, Karen. I think it's Karen. But anyway, so they talked to someone named Karen, right? So then she realizes that for everything, if she notices, she wants something. If there's a panoramic view of Las Vegas, for example, she says, oh, well, I want this. They reply to her on the screens, repeating, Carol, 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 Carol. Or, for example, at one point, a politician appears at the White House speaking directly to the television saying, hello, Carol. Well, we know we couldn't connect you. But they're not aggressive. It works like a mind. But they can't kill anyone at all. They're forbidden to kill. They can't even pick an apple from a tree. They have to wait for the apple to fall from the tree. So they can't kill. They're not a danger to the 11 who are there, yes. In that sense, they can't kill. They also can't lie. Zero. They can't. Absolutely nothing. They can't. Lying doesn't exist for them. So they behave in a very strange way and they want to please the other 11. So one of them takes advantage and travels on Air Force One. On the president's plane, he said, "Bring me the plane," and travels everywhere on it. He's very busy. Girls like that, supermodels, really beautiful, and they take care of him in everything. No, they can't do that. It's killing. For example, if he wants a chicken, they have to go to a store where there's a chicken that's frozen and they take it. They're not going to kill a chicken. For you, never ever. But if you ask them like, hey, I want to throw an atomic bomb into space, they'll bring it to you and you can set it off. They'll grant all your wishes. So it's fine. Strange story. But anyway, the point is, that the campaign was something like this. Like they were looking at Carlos like, hello.
Carol, remember to buy this milk, right? So the people who have those smart fridges with screens, did the ad show up for them?
Yeah, but imagine you're on your computer and suddenly, if your name is Carol and it says, "Hi Carol, remember to go to the store," and you were walking down the street, out of nowhere, a television or billboard might say, "Hi Carol, how have you been?" And so it's a person who already had mental problems.
Her sister and her family have them, so she knows it's possible.
Let's say that she had the potential to have mental problems. Suddenly she starts getting messages with her name everywhere, and well, she had a psychotic episode.
From there, what she did immediately was call a taxi because she knew what it meant. She believes that things are literally talking to her. She wasn't aware, and
she thought it was a problem.
She thought it was her imagination. I mean, she wasn't aware that it was advertising. And well, she went to the hospital. She spent 2 days there under observation with adjusted medication. And a few days later, her sister saw the screenshot of the same ad that was circulating on Facebook. And from then on, they made the connection that it wasn't something she had imagined, that it was an ad where the character shares the same name as her.
Or not. It was a real psychotic person, but the psychotic episode? She believed it was like that because she knew the characteristics. Something like that.
The ad, literally, that she saw the fridge, which was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, we are sorry we upset you. Carol, we feel bad for making you angry. So for her, it's super cold when she sees her name.
Really? If you like science fiction and I don't know, like good and interesting stories, watch them. It's going to be interesting, and I don't know if you'll come around here. But Giles already started watching. He's really into it, and those watching probably panicked. Exactly.
Yes, he has schizophrenia.
He has schizophrenia, yes.
The translation didn't get it right, but yes, she has schizophrenia.
She has schizophrenia. Imagine she already lived through it. That this time it wasn't real. I mean, this time it wasn't a real episode.
It was advertising.
This psychotic guy, but to the other one.
That they give her a weird name like Astrid, I don't know, just all crazy like that.
All right, let's move on to other important matters as well. One topic that draws attention is that they reportedly found an Argentine soldier dead inside Mili's official residence. Well, this has led to the publication of different kinds of reports. Speaking about this 21-year-old Argentine soldier, he was found, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was today.
It was a member of the Argentine army who was found dead inside the Quinta de Olivos, which is Mili's official residence. And this incident has obviously caused a lot of commotion inside. What happened? He's a 21-year-old young man. He was performing internal security duties on the premises and was found at one of the guard posts during the early hours of today. The federal court's main hypothesis is that it was self-inflicted, meaning that he harmed himself. Obviously, we are waiting for the experts to conduct studies in ballistics, forensics, and so on. And well, the weapon was found next to the body, which was a standard issue Fusil Automatique Léger rifle. This reinforces the main hypothesis that he had taken his own life. The case was left with federal judge Sandra Arroyo Salgado. Will the Argentine Federal Police be involved? Well, yes. According to sources, they also found a handwritten letter in which he talked about a very difficult financial situation, and of course, it's currently under analysis. Well, in this case, if there is a letter and everything, then the first hypothesis could be supported more.
Well, he became a successful young man, so if that's the case, who knows what the matter is, not the reason, but the topic did become important. Now, there are also other interesting matters. It is reported that the White House has launched damage control measures. Do you remember that earlier? I told you about what she said. What's her name?
She's the one in charge of.
Wiles, that Lady Mirren is the one in charge. She's the chief of staff. It's the first time a woman has managed to become chief of staff, and the president appointed her. So, well, Donald Trump appointed this lady, who seems to be very smart, as the head of his whole team, right? Just imagine now. Susie Wells did a series of interviews with Vanity Fair for a year, so Vanity Fair gradually started to gain her trust. She would ask questions here, ask questions there, take pictures and so on. And she kept giving information. And when they published the report, just imagine what it means to have a year-long interview with someone so close to Donald Trump. Well, I mean, I gave you a summary of what is said in this interview. In the morning, if you can check or not, among some details, well, and I don't think it was meant to speak badly about him. I don't think so. But in the end...
But she spoke badly about everyone.
She spoke badly about everyone. Well, she did speak very badly about J.D. Vance, that's true. About Pan Bondi, also deservedly so. Honestly, I mean, about him and this J.D. Vance, she says she would never in her life work for J.D. Vance. He's just there for convenience, according to her. He doesn't like or support Trump at all. Trump appointed him because he saw he could influence people and brought him in. This guy will be a tough critic. I'd rather keep him close than make him an opponent, right? An insider opponent, right? Because he's really into conspiracies, and a lot of Trump's followers are really into conspiracies too. So he said, I need to have the one who talks about conspiracies, which is J.D. Vance, and he brought him in. But she says he's not an unacceptable person from PAN. Bondi also says that it was a huge mistake to announce that he's going to publish the documents. Einstein, when he sends them, he sends nothing.
He sends the same old stuff.
He always sends the same thing. What if that was a big mistake? Because, well, if you already promised something and you don't keep it, obviously they're going to turn against you, against the president. But about the president, he also says that basically he has a drunk's mentality. You know how drunk people get bold? Like saying, of course we can do it, and so on.
To get the idea out of his head.
And yes, it can be done. I don't know. Well, he says he has the mentality of a drunk. He says there's nothing that can't be done in his mind. I mean, not in a good way. It's just how it is. He just gets the idea in his head. And he decided that wasn't it, but oh well.
Which is also good. He also expressed that he does not agree with deportations, that he does not agree with military attacks in the Caribbean. He said that many of Trump's actions seem like political retribution. In other words, revenge. I don't think everything is very clear to us, and obviously all of this has really upset the MAGA community. And well, the White House has been making moves to, let's say, to soften, to ease the comments from Wicks, who is the chief of staff, which is good. At the end of the day, this figure has already been very damaged. So if in the next few days she gets fired, well, you know why I say it wouldn't be a mystery, because they're firing her. Because honestly, what she said contradicts many things about Trump.
Yes, and by the way, she spoke fairly well about Elon Musk. I mean, more or less because she said that he is a workaholic. I mean, he really is working all day. The entire time he was at the White House, he didn't have a bed. I mean, he slept in one of those, what do you call it? Like when you go camping, yeah.
Yeah, one of those that fold and unfold. No, a sleeping bag.
A sleeping bag?
He sleeps in a sleeping bag in his office?
At the White House, he slept in a sleeping bag. That's how Elon Musk sleeps. And that he's always on ketamine. I mean, that he's always taking ketamine. Basically, that Elon Musk is always high. I mean, well, basically, he spilled some big gossip. You know, he really let loose on the topic, right? And someone who is very close to Trump and his whole circle.
And to everyone who sits at the table. He's being praised by everyone, but strangely, I've never seen her praise him. Maybe they'll edit that part out.
Did Marco Rubio also speak? Did Marco Rubio speak? Yes.
No.
No, 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 no.
Not so bad since that's what they say.
You're already saved.
And for everyone, you hello.
That's it. All right, let's go to the comments. Let's go. There are just a few left, a few pending.
Announcement for anyone considering going to Federación Internacional de Football Association or undecided about the World Cup. Well, the prices have gone down because of everyone's outrage. We mentioned to you the other day that there was the football union, but from Europe, and they were really upset because of the prices they were given. Preferably for certain fans who are die-hard, true fans who never miss a game, well, Federación Internacional de Football Association priced a limited number of tickets at $60 for the World Cup. This movement happened due to annoyance and discomfort, and that's it. They make up 1.6% of available tickets, one per country. You'll see. I think it's a ridiculous thing, but well, it's about 1,000 tickets.
Well, at least that's that 1.6% of available tickets. They'll cost $60, which is about 1,000 pesos here in Mexico, more or less. By the way, the dollar keeps dropping and dropping like crazy.
Yeah, it's terrible for them.
What's happening with the dollar? I mean, look, right now in Mexico, it's at 17. I mean, look, this is the drop. But then the drop of the dollar against the peso, I mean, this is the peso staying above, let's say, the dollar. In that sense, right? I mean, obviously that draws attention because it's at 17.97. Look, the president was saying the other day, the president here in Mexico, just because the dollar is like that doesn't necessarily mean the economy is strong. I mean, come on, it's true, really. Many times the dollar can be skyrocketing, but the economy can still be doing well because there's production because of this. I mean, suddenly everything wants to be measured by this issue. Or it could be the opposite, where it rises to 21, but if you can show increased employment and investment as a result. When this happens, the peso becomes expensive. Right now, the peso is expensive. So if an investor said today it's at 20 or made a plan thinking, well, look, the peso is at 20 or 21, that's their business plan. But then it suddenly gets tough. Now the peso is at 17, so my millions of dollars aren't going to be worth the same here anymore. So is it no longer convenient for me to invest? If I had other countries available with a lower currency value, I would go for that. So also suddenly you might say, oh, that's great, the peso appreciated. Well, yes and no, because it's also kind of bad news.
Because food prices haven't dropped. Should they remain this high?
Tourism is also affected because tourism also says, oh, well, look, the peso is very expensive. I prefer a country where the currency is a little more valuable. So all those things also have an effect. But anyway, let's see what happens with that issue. Another issue that has caught attention lately is gold again, basically, although it hasn't done so 100%. Returning to all-time highs, we might end the year with gold surpassing this. I don't know if it will be at the beginning or end of 2026, but look, there is gold about to surpass this or reach this point. Let's say no, so that's something to watch out for as well. And the S&P 500, well, it looks stable. Even with these corrections it's been making, I mean, it doesn't go up or down. It's really just correcting, but within healthy limits, at least for now. So, well, that's also important after all. Well, then...
By the way, it's 9 p.m. Washington time. There's going to be an announcement. You don't even have to think about it anymore. I'm about to get traumatized, but we'll be here reacting since it'll be earlier for us. No, yeah, I don't think so.
It's the same time now, so let's check. If we go back to Washington, since we're already in Chicago and watching from here, right now it's 10:33 at night here in Mexico.
It's 11:30 now. Aren't you an hour ahead?
You're 1 hour ahead.
So that means at 8?
At 8 in the morning?
8 at night.
Sorry, let me see. Is it going to be at 8 at night? Yes. Okay.
8 at night here, 9 for her.
No, it's not going to be in the morning.
No, I'm scared here. Here it's 9 p.m.
I'll call him right now so he can change it.
Of course, right? Who knows what it is? It must be something. I doubt it's serious, but still.
Or maybe it is. That's just how they do things.
Or maybe they say it at night so it doesn't affect the markets. Who knows?
It wouldn't be Friday. They'd do it on Friday. If it were something that big, they'd do it Friday night. Let's check the comments. How is everyone? Greetings to the whole community. Thank you so much for joining us for this little chat, informative and hopefully also a bit entertaining, right? Greetings, Panterita. Very good.
Eric Marino, pluribus, one of the best of the year. It means among many, one among many, one.
Among many, yes.
Greetings to Martin Gutierrez and Trump by the Traco chain. Trumbull, right, Jorge?
Yes, better.
This will be the message, says Panterita. It's 10:33 here, and they're already an hour ahead, says Rulo. If you have bitcoins, you must sell, hold until they rise again, or face losses, whatever you have.
Exactly. I think so. I mean,
It's about holding on.
if someone feels like it's sharing, it's because there's an emergency or something, well, that's fine. But if someone is going to get into something like that, then yes, highly recommended. If you get into it, make sure it's with long-term thinking so it's worth it, so you can really get some benefit out of it. So, well, consider it.
Says Marcella. Maybe tomorrow Trump will decide to come out with a new announcement every day, says Marcella. It could be, says Panterita. Did you see PP and Vivo, the jet that crashed?
Which jet?
The jet that crashed.
Which one would it be?
I'll check now, they say. Greetings, Sebastian Monch. Remember that the like and the info are independent info. Thank you very much, Sebastian.
Yes. Remember that here, well, there are two things. It's not a news show like a news show, not like CNN or things like that. No, we're just two people. In any case, we talk about the information, we start, we react, like you said, to the news, we analyze it, we comment on it, and we also chat, we talk with all of you, right? And we've already been doing this for years, haven't we? And well, the idea is to observe, to see different points of view, to analyze what's happening, not only in geopolitics, but also in other things. In the end, what's happening in the world? No, basically not. And well, obviously also remind you that your support makes this channel possible. So if you give us a hand, we really appreciate it. Because, well, honestly, this one really makes me laugh because some big media outlets come out and call it independent media. Yeah, well, so what's going on there? It's like with us, what are we with? I mean, it's because it's punished, kind of indigent, right? That's how it goes. And we go out with a little patch right here.
And with the shirt torn, that's better.
Yeah, I mean, if it's there.
Because let's see.
I mean, it's like the movie is about...
Not Chayota or anything.
What's the name of the movie? Braveheart. I don't think that's the one. The one about Christ, like about Jesus and Mel Gibson?
Yes, the one with Mel Gibson about the Stations of the Cross, but I don't remember its name.
I don't know what it's called. The Passion.
The Passion.
That movie is considered independent. It's Mel Gibson who produced it.
Sorry.
Is there a Hollywood actor in it? I mean, but it's independent because no studio wanted to make it, and this Mel Gibson put up the money. That's why he thinks it's independent, but it's not. Actually, it is independent. Honestly.
You make it with barely any money?
Yeah, you make it exactly like that.
And I get paid, and you already...
If you're already a millionaire and succeed, it doesn't really count as independent.
The one from Toluca. Yes, we mentioned yesterday she's from Toluca.
What is it?
The plane that crashed?
Yes.
Tapatia says it's private, Pepe comments. I had an appointment with my rheumatologist very late in the afternoon. Very empathetic, very careful. Yes, but she totally recommended that I get vaccinated against the flu. Look, it's very important to know that the flu season is going to be really tough. Yes, it's the same flu, that's right, that I was in Europe and in Spain, and it didn't get to me well.
It arrived. Yes, it already arrived. We had that report pending today, and we didn't manage to get it out. I forgot to include it just now, but it's good that you reminded us. Tapatia, both that topic and the flu issue, there was some new information, but it's fine. We'll talk about it tomorrow better in the morning. Yes, exactly. H2 is H3N2 or H2N3, the regular flu. I forgot the name right now, but yes, the version that has been spreading a lot in Europe is already here. Look, they see it.
It's the same jacket, it's just that it got burned.
It's you.
I burned it while cooking.
I'm telling you that this...
It's from the super flu.
I said to myself, Chihuahua, yes.
It's the H3N2.
If you compare it with a study, well, yes, you know, I'm looking here. I don't want to, I'm very self-critical, but yeah, 2 lights and a camera. Compared to the studio, yes, camera 2 and the wall, camera 3, the window. Well, yeah, it's fine, he says.
Says Pantelita, every year I get vaccinated against the flu.
Great. Why does it stop? It's just that I can see myself here. If you see that it cuts off, and the little picture, I'm here struggling with this thing, this crap.
Is it cutting off more?
Yeah, no, but no, there's no way. I mean, look, oh.
This one already?
No way. I mean, there's no way. But here comes the crazy guy. It's not cut. Look, actually, if you notice, look, I mean, here I am, as you can see. I mean, here I have the...
You can't do it. The line goes that way.
No, let's see if it lets me. Right, look, do you see? I just want you to know I didn't misunderstand. I don't know what this was.
It says here, Martin Taco. Trump is just a tortilla with salt, he says. I wouldn't say without salt. Look at...
There it is. There's your little wig. Take it with you here, please. Your little pet.
No.
Take care of your things.
That's what happens when you cook.
Oh, sorry.
But is it Maximiliano Castilla?
Hey, but the pan was really hot.
No, it's not that. It's just really flammable because it's fabric.
You asked me things.
Greetings to Eric Marino. Thank you so much for that super chat.
Yes, but you can't see it.
You can't see it, but...
I mean...
Thank you very much, Eric. But you have our
affection. Yes, of course. I mean, thank you very much, Eric. Leave a little heart here. There it is.
I already put it a little hot, that one. You can only see it. Flor Pesante says, hello, I'm Jorge from Salinas, Ecuador. How are you, Jorge? What's the temperature there? Well, actually, no, it's not that cold outside, but inside things stayed really cold. It reached 7 degrees today, and I think it was 15 earlier.
Today we had the highest. It was 15 degrees at the highest. Today we had to train outside, and I came all the way to Latino, soaked like this, soaked from the workout heat. And I got here while the coffee and all that, and you're going to shower and whatever. They poured lots of cold water on me, and I just thought, well, it's me. I mean, it was like I reacted. I said, well, I'm completely naked. Totally not. I mean, soaked. I mean, yeah, between the cold and not feeling it at first, until suddenly, just like that. From being like that, I was shaking, and I was like, oh yeah, well, that's what he says. What happened to the owner of the Sun? He asked, hey, what happened with that Ismael?
Oh, the lady.
You never visit, and when you do, it's with a tough question. Still, it's good to see you, Ismael. We used to always see Ismael before, even until...
It's better if they watch us later, right?
No, they used to watch you live, because that's when it gets lively here.
That's when you're missed.
It gets interesting, yes.
Yes. Shipments don't always come suddenly, because then they're missed. But what happened with? Don't think so, Daddy. I'm here. Do you remember Sita? We haven't seen her in a while. Do you remember seeing yourself?
Well, and Sita showed up, yes.
She showed up, that's true. But the name Pluribus didn't convince me.
Yes.
Yes, but I watched all the episodes in a row. Really good, it's true. Really good.
It's really bad. The name, you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, the marketing is good when you understand why it's called that and all that. But it's not a good name, honestly. It's really not a good name. But since the show is so good, they could have called it anything, like nothing, whatever, and the show would still be amazing. People would have recommended it anyway, right? Oh, there's Ismael. Now I understand. I mean, it was about doing a little zoom on this. Like, if I take it off, I mean, look, if it was a normal zoom, like 100%, look how it looks. I mean, it looks all messed up. I know that lowering it makes it look right. It's an app that lets us see the comments like this, and it's really great. I mean, it is. And there are a ton of paid apps. Yeah, and they work terribly now, because I've tried them all, and there's this YouTuber, he recommended it. A YouTuber recommended this app, and besides, it's free and super simple. It's just that it has a few details where you have to figure out how to make it work well, but they're very simple. It's not very complicated, but there are some that measure things for you. I mean, that automate things for you. I have to be pressing all of this myself. I mean, it's literally one by one, and pressing it doesn't make it automatic. That I don't want to do it one by one. Sometimes we're busy with the news, so I can't reply to every comment, but I try. Some sell you things, promise setup, and then it fails.
All of them, yes.
They fail.
Yes, says Christy. I'm going to go watch Pluribus right after the live stream. I'll have to pay for Apple Television for a month, she says. It's perfect right now because since they release one episode a week, there are already quite a few episodes. I think that's it. There are about 2 or 3 hours left until the end, so she'll make it.
Yes, there are going to be three seasons.
They keep thinking, but remember, the maker is the same person from this Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad, it was also supposed to last only 3 seasons. It lasted a long time, and well, maybe the same thing could happen with this one because it's really good.
Thank you, Gary Rosario 2544. Greetings from the Dominican Republic. It's a great podcast, and you're right. We are a podcast. Sometimes we forget to remind people that this is a podcast and we're on Spotify. No, we took a break, but we're back now. We're also here on YouTube as a podcast too. Well, we're not on other platforms yet. We don't know if we're going to add it. I think we will later on, but we're already on Spotify. No, yeah, we're just getting started.
There, yes.
Because we're picking it up again. And well, yeah, that's it.
Fernando Guterres says greetings all the way to Switzerland, he says in the comments. Yeah, the flu strain they're talking about is really bad. Everyone here is sick. It took me out of commission for 2.5 weeks. It's really tough.
Hey, well, to take care of you all even more, I mean, thank you for what you did for us.
Because we're not really good at taking care of ourselves.
We're not really used to taking care of ourselves like that. But, well, the other day I saw you walk by, right? The other day when I went to the hospital with my brother, remember when he was in the emergency room one day and we spent about 3 days going back and forth to the hospital? I already told you all about the experience, but from day one I went with a mask. They recommended this at first, and while some people wear it and some don't, most do. Honestly, nearly everyone wears it, but most wear it around here. No, I said, you know what? I'm really gonna take care of myself because I mean, it's really bad for us who are in communication. It's really, really bad. When one of us, or when Astrid or I are absent.
Yes, because the other one has to do the work of 5 people.
Yeah, I mean, it gets really complicated. Plus, it takes a long time to recover when, I mean, your body can be at 100%, but getting your voice back, that's another story. We already know how it goes. We've been through it before. I think maybe twice in the last 5 years, but they've been tough. 2 tough weeks. There's always a joke about it.
Let's see
where it is.
Tough joke. Didn't you get the joke?
No, we didn't see it, says Maria Elena. How have you been? Greetings to Puebla, says present here. My children, Daniela and Arturo Quiroz Onofre, send their regards. Thank you for the information, says today's comment. Many people are against vaccines, he says. I have gotten vaccinated. Yes, well, there are now there really is a bit of everything, right? Unfortunately, all this misinformation that was generated made a lot of people solidify that way of thinking, and they never really tried to get informed again. Scientific information, really. And so suddenly they were left with some very, very strange ideas. Let's say
they didn't notice Flats. I saw you the other day.
That's how they did it. They caught her, yes.
They caught her. A week passed, and an acquaintance, 45, died from H3N2. Another was 56. He almost didn't make it, and he stayed.
Well, no, really, yes. I mean, I say... Yes, you notice it both at the subway and in shopping malls. I mean, and you start hearing people coughing, right? Well, you start hearing people coughing, sneezing, and you say, wow, that's intense. I mean, no, it's not like we should be paranoid, but yeah, sometimes you think, hey, what's the need for this? Yeah, let's just watch a movie at home and that's it, right? And then you go back to the movies, right?
Yes, doctor. Do you recommend I always use more flour?
Well, yes, no. Especially during this time, no.
Yes. You can tell when you go to enclosed places, right? Not outside, but if you go like to the supermarket, the movies, or any place like that. Especially now with the Christmas shopping crowds.
It's crowded and it's enclosed, right? I mean, for example, we pass by a gym that's like that. All the windows are fogged up. I mean, I think that air can't be the best. That's the classic air where even if it's cold, there's no way to get fresh air. I mean, exercising outdoors, right? I mean, that's good. I like it better.
She says, Leonardo Pepe. Today I bought new clothes, I got a haircut, and I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio. Haha. Plus, you even have the name Leonardo.
Greetings, very good greetings to Solgari09 to Marcella, huh? Says Pepe. Like, how many telescopes are watching number 3? And in the back, yeah, quite a few, huh? Yeah, there's a bit of everything, right? There are tiny telescopes like that, and they've managed to get more or less decent images, huh? And others are super professional, and others are ultra super, already the top of the highest technology. And those are the ones that have published the least. That's really interesting. It's actually part of what we'll discuss tomorrow, along with other cases. The ones who should be stepping up, so to speak, and showing, right? We can, no, with all the splendor, right? It's not going to be a big deal like that, but, right? They've been doing calculations on how the images should look, and they're turning out better. They're not turning out bad. And that's pretty interesting, honestly.
Weird, yes, says Martin. Really? 3 boats were eliminated yesterday and today. And I ask, isn't life respected? Is it worse than war? Is that a serious punishment to kill someone? Regards, Martin.
Yes, no, honestly, yes. I mean,
and it's like proof that we don't care at all, that they're investigating us. We don't care at all about what they're judging.
And honor, I mean, actually, now more than ever, honor and all those things are super important. Really, really important, especially when you're, well, a powerful country, right? Yeah, and not having those kinds of things, I really think a lot of people, yeah, it bothers them or they dislike that attitude. I mean, okay, yeah, I understand the attitude of strength. That's fine. I can understand it from a country, right? He says, I have strength and honor, right? I mean, what if you just show strength in a brute way? Well, sooner or later, alliances and enemies will start to form, and sooner or later you fall. So that's something that even as a strategy should be done differently, right? And that's why I see a lot of resignations. I see a lot of things from soldiers who aren't, no, they're not in agreement with that. That way, no.
Hello to Marcella and Nicelas G. Is Pepe's new section starting today? Jokers? She's always in this section.
Always, yes.
I'll tell you, I recommend the vaccine. It's also recommended for children under 6 and adults over 60. Yes, look, that's always a medical recommendation because, well, older people can get hit harder.
He says, Elisa says, hello, I had abdominal surgery on November 20th, and by the 30th I had a crazy cold. The good thing is that I barely had any cough, so you recovered quickly, right? Well, anyway, greetings, Elisa.
When I start to get a cough, I buy a concentrated mental crystal, put a small piece in boiling water, and it clears me up really fast. Yes, mental, I mean the Vicks when you put it in boiling water.
Hey, Vicks on your feet. I don't know how the heck it works, but it works, right? And for this part too, right?
No, that's for the cough. You put it on your feet with socks and boom, your cough goes away.
The socks, yeah.
But it's just for sleeping. I don't know if that means you're cured.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says. What awaits them? I hope they reach Earth. They're discussing Alex's angels.
Pepe says it's a ship. You'll see. Alex says, honestly, look, I come across as really, really weird to you. I mean, actually, I just sent a comment to Kires. I didn't write the following. I wrote, hold on, just a second. I mean, putting myself a bit in your shoes, like how you feel, right? I mean, it's because sometimes the information doesn't reach the level of clarity one would like. I don't write that. From what I see, I can tell you that 100, I think Atlas number 3 is something else. End of the statement. I add Quires as a side note there and I put it below. The thing is, I don't know what it is. I mean, but it is something strange. I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel, and I'm sharing it with you too. I mean, whatever it is, it's really something extraordinary. And above all, because you start seeing who's denying the information and at what level. No, because they're already calculating the exact level of how they're diluting the report. I don't want to get ahead of myself because there is already some data there that I want to verify before anything else. But yeah, it's really crazy. Really, really, really crazy. The topic might just continue on its own, and what if it does? And it doesn't do anything strange, like stopping suddenly or making a sharp turn. If it doesn't do something like that, I think they're going to drive it for the rest of their lives. Like, oh, the strange comet, exotic, weird chemicals, and whatever you want. That's how they're going to leave it, and that's how it's going to stay. And well, that's how it will stay. It would have to do something really strange, like I said, stop suddenly, turn 90 degrees. It's something like that. Totally weird. Because right now, as you're seeing it, there's no way to hide it. I mean, it's not like, if you're seeing it and you're the amateur and suddenly it just stopped, you say, wow, this is really totally unexplainable. But it would need to do something much clearer not to. Right now it's in the middle. You can press it, so to speak. It says, I have a pharmacy lift, says Panterita. This one says, I'm already feeling lazy, washing the orange dishes in the morning.
No, because they get dirty and need washing.
Just wipe them quickly with your hand and that's it.
Spray them with insecticide, go over them, and they die. Be sure to wash them thoroughly afterward.
Doesn't it go slower to save gas? Maybe that's it.
She says, Marta Alexander, how are you? And mentions conspiracies among actresses. You have to watch the mini-series called Childhood's End, The End of Childhood. It's a must-watch.
What's it called in English? Childhood's End.
Childhood's End. There they are down there.
Yes, there it is. Miniseries aside, I love miniseries.
The one we love that looks good is one called The Collapse. Remember during the pandemic? It's really good. Let's find it and watch.
So much that, they didn't ban it, but kind of.
Oh, well, yes, they removed it because it's French. Yes, they took it off. I don't know which platform. It was in France because people started getting upset, right? Because in the series, it's a mini series too, right? Aren't there like 6 or 7 episodes? Yes, it was addressed.
It's very indiscreet besides. Well, yes.
Indiscreet, really, yes. Well, maybe they do have money. I don't know. But the thing is that something is happening and they don't tell you what's going on. But do you see that the group is running away? They often break into supermarkets to steal food. Not all groups do this, but they never explain what's happening. It's really good, and each episode has different characters, so it's very entertaining. Greetings, Panterita.
Hey, thanks for recommending Mars. By the way, yeah, they're here. He says, okay, I'm here. I already wrote it down, right? He says, how are you? He says, he died of a collapse. Hey, but yeah, check it out. That one about the French woman, really, the collapse. Watch it. It's really good. How can you give a short synopsis like that without spoiling it, man?
Well, I already said it.
That,
In every episode, you know something happens, but they never say what. And Tentacle Society?
something that happened, like communications not working all over the world. No.
It couldn't be anything bigger than ever. It's clear.
No, I'm saying it wasn't working.
Nothing was working. Nothing.
But nothing, it's like I figured in the end, well, maybe there isn't one, maybe there isn't one.
Yes, something not to spoil. I was going to mention it at the end.
But in the end, it's a dream. Nothing.
Nothing. Isn't this the collapse? I mean, negative priming, greetings, and then they say negative priming. Guys, negative priming. What is that?
What is that? What is that?
What's going on? Yes, I added it to my list too, says Frank. It's harder to get, but it's really good.
What's the collapse? Yes.
Yes, we struggled.
Yes, we struggled because it's difficult. No platform has done it yet.
In fact, I think it was 2015.
The series wasn't actually from that date.
No, 2018, no. It wasn't that old.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
And not this one. This one they recommended to me.
The one they recommended to you, huh? It's here. I don't know. I heard about the series from the news that they had removed it from the platform because they didn't want people to skip it. Because it was at the beginning of the pandemic. At the beginning of the pandemic, like you said, hey.
Huh? Sorry? And that Spielberg movie, what's it called? The movie that's out there? You know which one, right? It has a weird unidentified flying object. Yeah.
But he's the producer of the documentary one. No.
But he has a movie. He has a movie. Yeah. And the publicity already started, and you realize that the publicity is something like that. Like they're already here or they've already arrived. So yeah, it was really surprising.
He likes that vibe, right?
No, wars are his thing, and he's really good at them. That's for sure.
A fourth kind close encounter.
He grabs worlds. He has everything.
Here, things get more complicated, and his assailant gets nervous. Yes, this is no Teama's dad.
The day of the
revelation?
Of the revelation.
Oh, also, I don't know if it's okay.
It's called Disclosure Day.
Whose disclosure is producer? No.
Yes, he's a producer. Besides, well, his company is the producer. Yes.
Ma'am, greetings to Brezeka. She says that Atlas is coming to Earth, right? Brezeka, Atlas is coming to Earth.
No, it's not coming. In fact, look, just so you know, to give you an estimate, I already told you, but in case you missed it. The closest distance it's going to be on the 19th is 699 times the distance to the moon. So from the moon, add about 698 more times. No, both are 699 times farther than the moon. That distance, I mean, it's way too far, and that's the closest point it's going to get. So, well, no, there's no problem in that sense. No, just so that...
Says no, extend, no phrases, you know? Choose a job you enjoy and you won't work a day in your life. Confusing. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Winston Churchill.
That's a great quote, isn't it? It's really good. Whether you have it or not, I don't know. When you discover something that is your profession, your work, what you do, to make a living and enjoy it, if you do, you've made it, right? Or anyway, there's still stress and hard work no matter what. But, well, yeah, it is different, right? Yeah, always different, he says. Those crystals are even more powerful than, well, that weird thing from Roblox. Which ones are those? He asks, as legal experts find loopholes in the unusual Trump lawsuit. The opposite is what comes in, 10 billion blunders. I'm sure it's not even worth all that at once. Yes, like these are really good things, or is it just pressure so they don't criticize him? And that hasn't worked and it won't work? It's actually the opposite. When the media and journalists see that, everyone just gets even bolder. Because, if you're going to get all intense like that, well, they will too. That aggressive way he handles things doesn't make sense, not towards the media, he says. Thank God the universe is huge. It really is enormous. Come on.
Guys, remember that we're on WhatsApp and Telegram. We send you notifications about live streams and new videos there.
Tomorrow morning we'll be live again. We had a couple of days without live streams. Tomorrow it's not a morning show, but we'll be live here on this channel. If you want to drop by, we'll be there with pleasure, reacting to the morning news. And at night, as always, we're here every day. Greetings from Argentina. It's very, very hot. Yes, it's always interesting to live on both opposite sides in that sense, right?
Yes, we showed the Congresswoman's fight yesterday.
We showed it yesterday. In fact, with Compa, we were comparing, the elegance with which Chileans talk to each other between the far left and the far right. Everyone is very diplomatic, saying they'll now make the country work while the other isn't. And over here, they're literally grabbing each other's hair like, here you come.
It's really classy, girl.
It's crazy. We're still missing a lot, honestly, but I have to admit it when it comes to that. We're not light years away from where Chile is or where Uruguay is. Right? I think those are the two countries right now with maybe the most mature, most stable democracy. Don't get overconfident. Things can change suddenly. So keep defending democracy and hope it lasts forever. And it's the same here. Always hoping for maturity and fighting for civility to begin with. That they're supposed to be the example, right? They really do behave that way. There's something else. Take care. Let's do well in Roblox. Marcela Maximiliano Martin, it seems like to the whole Monica Panderita community, a hug. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the PP News Live, where the events of planet Earth and outer space secrets are analyzed like nowhere else. Thank you for subscribing.